Okay, so I'm here with Mr. Damien McKenna. Damien McKenna's been around the amateur scene for a long, long time, one of the top amateurs in the country, and he's now finally making his professional debut, which is going to be at Chaos this weekend against Jamie McKenna. So thank you very much for joining me. How are you? How are you feeling? The pro debut on the horizon has been a long time coming.
Yeah, well, I've been around for a while, but I feel like it feels like I've been around longer than I have. Like it's only just over 3 years since my amateur debut. So it's just I've had so much activity. I've had 17 fights and probably I don't know, not a long time. So I feel like it feels like I've been about longer. But I'm not even at it 5 years yet. So, but I've fitted a lot in them few years. Like so, I'm very excited though. Can't wait.
So like even your debut fight, when you look back on your debut fight, it was one of I used to have the little segment, the Friday night fight, free fight or something, and it was yourself and that was the one first back after COVID with a crowd. And when you look at that for your very first fight as a debut and what you've gone on to achieve, can you believe how far you've come in such a short space of time since that first fight?
Not really. I definitely didn't think like walking into that fight that I was going to make my pro debut in no time. Like even when I walked into MMA, like I said it before, like I just thought if I finish this beginner course, I'll be flying. Never actually did finish it because of COVID, but no, I never thought I'd be here. But I scratch one thing off. Like I get the next goal, scratch it off, and then okay, what's next? Like try not to sit on it too much. You have to enjoy the win or whatever, enjoy breaking a new goal, but it's like okay, let's move on to the next one. What's next? So yeah, it's just blew in, like to be honest. But what a fight it was as well between me and Rory. Like two, it was insane. Like to be honest, that fight.
It's one of my favorite fights to look back
Yeah.
on. There's a couple that you can go to, but obviously you spent I keep saying a long time amateur, but like you said, it feels long because you were so active. And then obviously there's been periods of, I don't want to say inactivity, because as well, I think towards the end, did you realize you probably needed a bit more rest in between fights because you were so active initially in the first year and a half, 2 years?
I will. I was 21 when I started MMA, so I was 22 whenever I made my debut. So I was kind of like here. I don't have a freaking too long of a career in amateur. Like I want to get the experience in short space of time, and then here to be honest, well, I haven't fought now since March, so that's the longest. Like I think 3 months would have been like years for me before this fight, but I'll be honest, like I had to take a rest after my last two fights. Like obviously didn't go the way that I wanted to, and just took a lot of damage, which I didn't need to. I didn't want to rush back in. Like to be honest, it was would have liked to have fought there in All Ireland's, but then didn't work out in September time or something. The plan was fighting it and then go pro as well, but there it's worked out. I've had plenty of recovery, plenty of rest, and I've been working for this now for a long time, so it's going to pay off.
And talk to us about like a professional camp compared to an amateur camp. Obviously, you've got the use of the elbows and the knees. Obviously, you've been drilling it. How much different is it other than obviously you've got the longer rounds? Were you always training the longer rounds? Or talk to us about the changes in the camp from amateur professional for this fight.
Yeah. Well, I haven't even wouldn't even call it a camp. I think 28th of October or something. The fight was announced, and it was only like agreed a day before that or so. But I have literally been in camp probably since June because I've been getting ready for the nationals anyway. Um, but yeah, obviously having to be nice to the partners, training partners as well, not throwing knees and elbows too hard. But definitely it is different. Like, but I think it'll suit my style very well. Like that inside nasty. Just like to be honest, like, I'm pretty laid back, but in there I'm pretty vicious guy. So I think it's going to work out well for me. And the 5 minutes, I think it's going to work well for me as well because it kind of break people down. And in the 3 minute rounds, it's like okay, if you break someone down within 2.5 minutes, they can just survive. But like 5 minutes is a long time to be stuck in the cage with somebody. Like with me, especially with my style, just walking someone down, figuring them out. Like so, I think it's going to suit me really well, to be honest.
Yeah, because like you said, you can get you. I find you're best when you're inside with the boxing and then the dirty boxing, and
Mhm.
then obviously when you've got elbows, they can duck,
Yeah.
they go, and you've got knees then as well. And how excited are you to use these new tools and use what you've been working on in the upcoming fight this weekend?
So excited to be honest. Even watching like John Jones there at the weekend, just I was recapping Like there's not many people who's good with their knees, and he's just got that real mean streak. Like we know that he's like he is evil, to be honest, and the cage especially, which is what you. I love that. Like to be honest, his style, like elbows, knees, and then the ground. Like nobody has ground and pound as vicious as his. So wherever the fight goes, I'm going to be looking at him. Like if it's on the ground, if it's on the feet, I'm going to be really trying not to just be throwing the amateur techniques. Like I'm going to be trying to really make the most of the knees and elbows as well.
Yeah, and then in terms of your opponents, obviously, compared to amateur, would you have studied your opponent coming up a little bit more, or do you leave that to the likes of Jerry and the guys and to formulate the game plan and just let you work on you, or do you like to get involved in that part of it as well?
Done a bit, yeah. Like I do it on my own. Jerry is very good. One of probably the best things about Jerry is that he's a game planner. Very good game planning. The fights that I've done my best is when I just let as if he's like controlling me like a remote control. You know, like playing the UFC game, like whatever he says, especially in between rounds, he's very got a very good eye for stuff. So like I was there's actually times when I've just said what do you want me to do? But says it and then I just go do it. So one I let Jerry like pick a few points. Okay, this is what we need to look out for. Okay, this is what you're going to be able to exploit. You know, and I've done my own bit of research as well. Like to be honest, but I let Jerry do that. He's good at that.
And obviously, like it is your professional debut, but you've got obviously the gym behind you as well, and you've got a good team there. What's the
Mm.
kind of atmosphere like in the gym, and especially with Dean? Was someone you pointed out to me? I think you put it up after he won the
Mm.
title. Was someone you said to me that was going to go really, really far, and how good he was? He was just injured at the time. Well, you've got people like that in the gym, and what's the buzz like in the gym with the guys like that?
The gym's playing at the moment, like buzz-wise. To be honest, unfortunately, we lost Dean. Dean's way down under to Australia the last few months. Probably only a month or two ago now. But yeah, it's a big loss for me. Like he's one of my best main training partners. We push each other to the limit, like good friend. But yeah, that's fine. Like it's good. Like, I'm happy that he's away on for himself. But like we're a small gym, but the sparring partners that I've been getting has been very good. Like especially because everyone's roughly around my weight. Like and they're just coming in and trying to kill me. Like they're pushing me in sparring, and like it's not like I'll do like a 5 minute round with one person. Like I'm doing 6 minute rounds, and there's three people in the cage. As soon as one person slows down, the next person is jumping on top of me, no matter what position I'm in. Like so, they've got me ready for anything. Like and like I'm grateful for them big time. They've sacrificed, and they know I'm always there to sacrifice for them for their own camps as well. Like week in, week out. So yeah, no, it's been a real good buzz. The Alpha Project's on as well. I think we've got freaking 15 odd people fighting at the start of Chaos. So it's cool. Like there's guys coming in fighting or the last few months on their first day ever, and then I'm getting ready for my pro debut. So there's a good buzz in the gym, like to be honest. But I'm grateful that we have a small group of fighters that have really pushed me, which I've been really grateful for. Like
Yeah, and like that, it's not always about the numbers; it's about the quality of people that you
yeah,
have pushing you as well. And it sounds like you've got a
yeah.
good bit there with the Alpha Project. I like that the concept of that. And when you look back on them, do you ever think of yourself coming through the
Mm.
doors for that beginners class when you see them all coming through the first time?
Ah, yeah, it's mad. Like just seeing. Especially, it is weird. Like you see them doing the warm up, like a grappling warm up, and I can't even do it. And like it's one of the freaking hardest things to figure out. Like say like shrimping and like basic stuff like that. And I'm like, I remember at the start being like, how am I ever gonna figure this out? It's like trying to speak a different language or something. Like I remember being like, okay, like I came from a striking background, I picked that up no problem. But I was like, how am I gonna figure this crap out? Like, but then it just starts to click. You just kind of remember looking at them, being like, geez, remember you get your first submission? Oh, remember you start picking up what kind of style suits you, even in the grappling and stuff. And it's good. It's good to see. Like there's boys from all ages as well. Like we have a lot of ones coming in now, 17, 18, 19, and now we've got men fighting on it near 40. Like so, it is inspiring. Like you have to take a wee bit of inspiration from everybody. It's cool. And I'm kind of like also more senior lads in the gym, more experienced ones. Like trying to set the tone for them. Like this is how hard I work. If you want to do, because obviously we want some of them to come in most of them come in our class. Then I'm like, if you want to do well, this is what you have to do, and that's what I do. Like, so
Yeah, no, I like it leading by example and showing them
yeah.
what it is going forward, and then being there for them in the early stages to get them to that stage is also
Mm-hmm.
an integral part. But you're fighting on Chaos, the oldest running promotion in the country. How does it feel to be part of the show, to make your pro debut there and be among the list of names, the likes of the Conor McGregors, James Gallagher's, all these people who have fought on that show? What does it mean to you this weekend to make your pro debut there?
Last, like I've already fought in the show as well 2 years ago. I was obviously amateur featherweight champion as well, but I think obviously Jason runs it. I seen like he shared some memory or something of like a fake card from I don't know how long, like over 10 years ago, obviously, probably 15 years ago. Like there's James Gallagher, I think he was like fighting novice or teen or something. Paddy Houlihan, Conor McGregor, like even Kieran Davern and all was on it. Like it is mad fighting on the same show that they've all fought on, but like the video of McGregor fighting on it is like famous. Is like in this big red cage from you always see it in all the movies and all like his highlights and stuff. Like it's cool, like sharing the same cage and stuff or sharing the same promotion and stuff. But to be honest, it's basically like a second home show for me. To be honest, like it's not far up the road, and I'm gonna have a lot of people there, so I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, and speaking of that, because Oma isn't actually too far away. I want to say it's about 20,
Mm.
20 minutes, or does that mean just?
No, it's over, but probably pushing an hour.
Oh Jesus, right,
But
fair enough. I got
or
my geography wrong there. But with it being so close that it's not in, like say, further down the country or something like that. What's it like? Are you gonna have much support there? Have you sold many tickets or?
I have 50 tickets sold myself, like, and then we have the 15 Alpha guys, and then we've Dave Armstrong fighting as well. Like, I'd say from the gym, there's around 150 tickets out, and like I can sell a crowd wherever, to be honest. But yeah, it's not too far up the road. Obviously, there's a lot this between this Alpha project as well. We've got Oma MMA, Rhino, and Mavati. These are all are Evolve. Sorry, they're all Evolve Team Rhino related. Like, so we're gonna have a lot of support there. It's gonna be insane. Like over half, I would imagine, it will be in some way related to Rhino, which is good. Like hopefully they'll stay on for the later fights and support me and Sean, especially in the pro.
Yeah, and yeah, like that. How does it feel to have a crowd of people, your own tickets, and then obviously, like you said, the gym coming with you? Do you think that will add pressure or will make you more comfortable, or do you think once you get in there, does it really matter? Once you're zoned in.
I've headlined Virtus like a few miles away from my house. I, and had some of two of my well, one first round finish and one very good performance. The pressure is not if there's ever gonna feel pressure, it's gonna be on them. And they've brought the best out of me, like so I'm not worried about that whatsoever. I've fought in chaos before as well, under like bad circumstances, family, and went out and got a finish against a really good opponent, like so stuff like that doesn't really if not doesn't affect me, it might actually bring better out of me. So it's good. But just really be grateful and stuff. Like the fact that 50 people are paying their money to come and driving up the road to come and see me, like I really appreciate that a lot. And that just motivates me extra. If I was going say the nationals or something where nobody's coming to view it, might not be that wee extra bit of motivation. All these people coming to view see it like gives you that extra bit of push. Not that I need it though, no.
Yeah, no, not that you do need it, because like you
Nah.
said, you've done the nationals and stuff without those crowds, and you've done
Yeah.
well in all the different tournaments that you've been in. And like you said, with people coming down and spending their money, and especially coming up to Christmas, and with
Mm.
things getting a bit tighter on the pocket as well lately, the cost of the living rights just shows how much you mean to these people, and these people mean to you going forward. But
Yeah.
we're not looking past your opponent. But next year, do you have a plan on how many fights you'd like to have, or do you want to just get this fight out of the way and then maybe look at next year, or have you even decided on next year?
No, I definitely have a plan. Like I am not underestimating my opponent whatsoever. I think going to be tough. Like it is tough. He's been around for a long time. But my goal, whether it's finish or decision, I just want to dominate from bell to bell. But plan wise, I think like I've had like 9 fights in a year at one point. An amateur. I don't. Obviously, I'm not going to get that a pro. I think that's one thing that's going to be weird to adjust to. But I'd like to get up to maybe 3 and 0 maybe in the regional scene by the middle of next year. Maybe like a Clan Wars and a Virtus or something like that, and then move on to one of the bigger promotions anyway, like Cage Wars or something like that. But we'll just focus on Saturday night and then think about that next year. But yeah, I don't want to jump and rush into anything too mad yet. I still want like adjust to the new rule set and stuff. So by this time next year, I'd like to be in one of the bigger promotions anyway. Cage Wars would be my goal at least.
Yeah, no, and like that, I think I like what you said there, that you don't want to be, you can't be as active as well, and especially getting used to the rule sets and stuff like that. If there's stuff that Jerry and yourself notice in your game that you could work on, especially pro, you need that longer time to work on that segment, or that where you feel you might be not lacking, but you might need to improve a little bit. So that is the smart idea. But look, I gotta let you go. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be fantastic to see you again in person, because I am gonna be there this time.
Yeah, happy
Yeah,
days.
100%. I've got my live sorted. I'm staying overnight in Derry as well, so I'll be
What
there.
happened last time? You didn't miss it or last
I
time?
missed the bus by like 30 seconds. I literally watched the bus, because the bus from Newbridge is terrible. It's the airport bus. It costs like a tenner to
Oh
go.
yeah, I remember that.
But
But you got it then, did you?
I went home. It actually, by the time I got home, the show was nearly over. Joe, because because I was going up just for the kind of MMA part, and there wasn't a huge MMA card. There was a lot of grappling. So, but I will be there this weekend. So I will, and I'd be pleasure to see you again in person, because it's been a while.
Always good. Always good.
Is there anything you want to say before you go? And best of skill this weekend. And thank you very much for your time, especially in the week that's in.
Thank you. Thank you for always giving us a platform to chat, get our names out there a wee bit more. Thanks to all my teammates supporting me, Jerry, Bruce, Callum Bradley, all my sponsors as well. Thanks to everyone around me. That's it. And see you, maybe get a chat next week when I'm 1-0.
Yeah, perfect. I'll be definitely be up for that. Thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Cheers, Dave.